Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your May monthly prediction reading. So lovely to have you here. Now this reading is a general prediction for the month of May. We will be looking at pretty much everything but not love. I'm sorry, I'm not focusing on love. If it comes up, I will address it, but if you do want a love specific reading for the month of May, I do have your mid-April, mid-May love reading up, and I will include that in your intro and outro. Otherwise you're gonna have to wait till mid-May when I'll do another one. So Sagittarius, this reading is intended, yeah, it's been a long day. This reading is intended for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Risings, or those who have strong Sagittarius placements in their chart. If you are not a Sagittarius and you're just here checking up on a Sagittarius you're interested in, you're more than welcome to stay. I have nothing against cross watchers. I just need you to know that I'm a very honest reader. So if you hear or see something you do not like, you have been warned. Now Sag, I'm going to start your reading by pulling a card from this Gem Oracle deck. This deck will tell us your main theme for the month of May. What is happening in May for Sagittarius? We have turquoise, sweet pea. Turquoise in this deck is associated with the number 32, the moon, the water element. We have the throat chakra and this peaceful yoga pose at the bottom, that moment of reflection and being still and mindful of your breathing. Love that moment. It usually comes after you've done your yoga workout. You just kind of lie there and you're like, oh, thank God, I'm done. I did it all. Now, Sag, as a feeling, this is different for you. I feel like you've had an interesting couple of months, so I've really enjoyed your readings over the past couple of months. I see turquoise here in the month of May, highlighting another period to kind of be chill and rest, because you had one of those months there where you were really fighting and pushing, and I think that that's not the goal in May. The goal in May is to stay grounded, centered, and act intentionally. Not because you're provoked, not because you feel you have to prove something, not because you think you're about to run out of money and you got to quickly think of a get-rich-quick scheme. This is really just about you staying grounded and acting intentionally. I do see you spending a lot of time in your feelings, thinking and processing things. You may be reaching out to certain people to discuss what you were feeling, close friends, loved ones, but I also feel you being at a distance from some of these people and not being able to get the full closure that you need. I'm actually running out of breath talking about this, so let me just breathe for a second. This is so interesting. I really feel an overwhelming emotion here now that I wasn't picking up on before. It's almost like this reflection is helping you process things that you didn't even realize were there before. Let's break this energy down week by week, starting with week 1 now, and see how this will play out. Week 1 for Sagittarius, please, Spirit. What is happening in week 1 for Sagittarius? Okay, we got 2 cards. We'll take them both, sure. You're my last sign for the day, so I'm going to take both of them. We have the 8 of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Cups upright. So interesting. That first week, I feel playful, tentative romance for some of you, but emotional action. And I think that the goal of this action is to move forward. The goal is to be very future focused. But I see us wanting to move forward with clear intentions and honest, intentions. I don't know what it is about this, but with that 8 of Pentacles reversed, I feel like you're either trying something different or you're trying to start something over. Because the 8 of Pentacles reversed is almost like looking at something that you've been working really hard on and going, dang, why did I paint my house red? It was supposed to be yellow, and you got to do it all over again, you know, after you've spent all weekend getting it primed and ready. So I feel like this is interesting as an energy in your first week. It's almost like you're realizing that something that you've been working so hard on, it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. It's so bizarre. It's like your heart is telling you, you know what? You don't need to do that anymore. You don't need to focus on that anymore. It's not hard like it was. Otherwise, you are being met with resistance towards your long-term goals, and you're in this sort of resigned energy of like, it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. 8 of Pentacles could be referencing study for those who are studying, taking time off, taking time to just kind of get your head straight and focus on your relationships. But I do see you re-examining your long-term efforts and goals and going, it's not a priority anymore. It's not really what floats my boat. What is the challenge in week 1 for Sagittarius, Spirit? We have temperance, balance. Okay, so for some of you, you're literally not structuring your life towards these responsibilities anymore. But the challenge here is balancing out your energy, understanding where to invest your energy with temperance reverse. So for some of you, I do see this as you maybe biting off more that you could chew when you committed yourself to this, and realizing that now and needing to take time off. I sense healing for some of you, which is another reason why you could be taking time off. But I feel the challenge here is just making enough time for everything, balancing out your energy enough and having enough energy to do everything. So what is the advice for Sagittarius here in that first week of May? Yeah, because I feel like you're excited about something as well. Some of y'all are excited about something here, especially with that Knight of Cups. That's quite a playful, loving energy. Bit timid at first, but definitely a keen energy. So you're kind of excited, but I think that excitement may cause you to not necessarily get distracted, but just lose the desire to want to focus on some of these things. Your advice is the shaman, though. So in week 1, I see the shaman playing out as you having the chance here to kind of focus on what means something to you. I feel like you're doing some soul searching, Sag. I've got to be honest with you. I feel like you woke up and you were like, man, why did I put all my energy into this? Why have I been focusing so much on this? Week 1 has you really reevaluating your priorities, the way that you've structured meaning here in your day, and in your long-term goals. But you do this on a daily as well. The shaman, as advice, is almost saying, ask for wisdom from sources you wouldn't usually. I don't think of a shaman as someone that we all have available to us, but they're certainly people that we approach for their wisdom and for their occultish nature, right? We're not expecting to get a conventional sort of modern or Western result. We're expecting to get something a bit absurd, something a bit kooky, a bit different, but certainly soul connected, spiritual. So I feel like your advice here is to do a bit of soul searching and examine those feelings and those thoughts deeper. Let's have a look at week 2, please, Spirit, for Sagittarius. What is happening here in week 2 of May for Sagittarius? Okay, we got a card. We have Justice. Justice in week 2, which is strong Libra energy. As a week 2 energy, I see a focus here on your partnerships, on any serious obligations you have, like anything you would define legal, for example. I see a favorable outcome overall, a win-win outcome. It seems like the odds are in your favor, but I also think that the right outcome is going to be delivered here in week 2. So there is a specific focus here on harmony and balancing things out for you in week 2. Now, for some of you, this has to do with a contract. There is a legal connection here, but I think with Venus and Saturn, it's something that you have been working on, and it's finally going to work out in that second week of May. I also believe with Venus here, there is a focus on, what is the word? It's not self, it's not beauty, it may be image. Using this outcome to get further. It's almost like when people, you win an award and you can say twice nominated Grammy winner or something, twice nominated Grammy blah blah. It just feels like you could wear this as a badge. Use it as a boost to your self-esteem, your image with Venus here, making you feel better about yourself and the fact that this came out the way that it did. It's an interesting message. Can I please get a look at what the main challenge in week 2 will be for Sagittarius? What is the main challenge in week 2? We have the Devil. The Devil is reversed. So Sweet Pea, a Capricorn could be playing a significant role over here. Otherwise, your challenge is to not self-sabotage and to be careful about what you do with this win. See, the thing about that devil reversed, it's nothing we can't fix, but it feels a little bit gray area. You know, that reminds me of when people toe the line, dance with the devil, I think it's literally called, and are very careful about how they indulge. It's like it's not completely illegal, but it's not exactly something you would want to showcase on your resume. You know, it's not something you would brag about at a family gathering. Well, maybe some family gatherings. I think that what's going on here with that Justice and Devil reversed, your challenge is to stay grounded and is to not let this situation get the better of you, because the overall energy I'm getting is that this is a win-win outcome, but I sense you really indulging in that and almost losing yourself in it. And Sag, this is maybe pertaining towards your passions, your desires, your lusts, really appealing to you in an exciting way and really making you think that this is an attractive opportunity, when you should just take another second to think twice and to look twice and to realize that this situation is not what it seems. I feel like you're being put in a vulnerable position here of maybe self-sabotaging, so be very careful. Your challenge here is to just be careful of the behavior that you have, and that you're making sure you're not accidentally... This is so interesting because I feel like it's literally temptation for you. It almost makes me think this is a very harsh example, but it makes me think of like the wedding day, right? And somebody, you're literally with the Justice card about to get married, and then somebody's like, hey, why don't you do this instead? And trying to give you cold feet, and you're so close to getting that win that you've wanted. It's so interesting. It's very devilish, very devilish. I don't usually get such a cheeky devilish energy with the Devil card, but for you it feels like it's playing into your desires and your temptation and your attraction. So what is the advice here in week 2 for Sagittarius? I've already been talking way too much. We got to keep moving forward. We have the vision. Yeah, stay true to the overall vision. Stay true to what you have created for yourself already. Stay true to the overall plan, the overall goal. Don't lose sight of the overall vision here. Your advice is to keep thinking ahead. Don't get distracted by this little shenanigans, this devilish temptation. Thinking ahead, sweet pea. What about week 3 for May? What is happening in week 3 of May for Sagittarius? We have the 8 of Cups reverse. So there's a connection here to an emotional cycle that you have previously closed, or a connection that you've walked away from in your 3rd week of May. And I feel that we chose to walk away because we had contributed a lot of effort, a lot of emotion into this connection, and it just wasn't working in our favor. The end was always nigh. However, it's resurfacing in that 3rd week, and it feels challenging because it feels like it's bringing a lot of pain with it. It kind of makes me think that, you know, if it was somebody that you wanted to see, it would be a 6 of Cups reversed, a fond connection to a distant time. But with the 8 of Cups reversed, there's a sense of tragedy and pain and hardship here. Somebody or something that we tried to walk away from is coming back in that 3rd week, and they believe there's unfinished business with that Pisces reverse. This could also be an emotional issue resurfacing because somebody thinks that you haven't properly addressed it, and they're saying, hey, Sag, blah, 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 blah. Remember 6 months ago? And you're like, excuse me, we dealt with that. Like, we're good. Why are you bringing that up again? So let's have a look at what that main challenge in week 3 is for you, Sagittarius. What is happening here in week 3 for Sagittarius? I got a few cards, but I might only take this and that because I think that I don't have time to read 5 cards. I already talked too much. We have the Knight of Swords upright and the Star reverse for you, Sag. So I see in the 3rd, sorry, I didn't really show that to you long enough. I see in the 3rd week here, there is a connection to your past that is resurfacing. This connection has to do with a feeling of nostalgia. Somebody feels they did not heal well from this, and they have to talk to you about it in order to move forward. Somebody does want closure. I don't see this being entirely damaging. I think you could definitely get some benefit from this, but I feel like the reason for this person appearing is because they want to. They're not exactly thinking of you, Sag. They're thinking about themselves, and they're assuming that you can tell them or give them what they need to hear. I see with the Knight of Swords that this is a very impulsive action or decision. This person hasn't entirely thought of the repercussions, but they are determined to get in contact with you. So I really believe that they will come through fairly quickly, impulsively, and it may come in a way where you're just like blinking, you know, the wind of their presence is still in the air and then they're gone again, and you're like, oh, what the heck? Fast moving, impulsive, reckless is what I would also say. It feels feminine for some of you. It does. It feels like a feminine energy who just keeps bringing things up from the past. I don't mean to stereotype or, you know, what's the word when you kind of just pigeonhole people. Like, it just feels like a nagging energy here that just keeps coming back, and it's like now that you're in your chill place and you're actually finding happiness and success with that Justice card, a successful outcome, somebody is like, you know what, I need to air out my 2 cents with Sag too, and you're like, what? We didn't even have this trial booked. Like, where is this coming from? Let us please get some advice for Sagittarius in week 3, because they need it. We have the Hunter and the Stone. Yes, stand firm in what you know. Don't let this person sway you. I feel like they're just out here trying to hunt, trying to gather something from you that they don't rightfully own. I apologize for the lack of focus. It is nighttime and my camera is probably as tired as I am in terms of the filming we've done today. So I see with the Stone, stand firm, don't, you know, lose focus. It feels like you're this big stone in a crazy rapid river. Just let the water go over you. You know, don't let it move you too much. Don't let it bother you too much. With the Hunter here, I feel like you almost got to get tunnel vision with this person. You don't have to do anything. You could just sit there and be like, okay, are you done? I'm going. Or with the Hunter, you could choose to actually come for them, and I think you would be successful, but I also see that as a waste of your time. It's up to you. I'm seeing that if you did choose to return their favor of their intrusive energy, you would win, but it feels like an expelling of energy that you don't necessarily need to lose right now. This person has almost hunted you down because they think that you can give them what they need. If you just stay stuck, stubborn, and silent, they won't get what they want and you can move on with your life. What about week 4 here, please, Spirit? Oh, excuse me. Sorry, there's another message here with week 3. With the Hunter, you've got to actually, the reason why the Hunter is there as advice is also, yes, you can be stuck, stubborn, and silent, but this person is trying to redefine where you need to be focusing your attention on, because they're also a reminder of this devilish energy of a time in your past when maybe you had more of a need to engage in that kind of behavior, and I feel like you've outgrown that behavior, and this person coming back is going to remind you of that. And so with the Hunter, it's about realizing through the lens of looking at them acting in a way that you once did, that you have a new focus, a new mission, and a new way of moving forward here. And I see you kind of vicariously looking at their situation and going, wow, I am so glad I'm not there anymore. You know what? I'm going to get back into my high horse position and keep rolling into my wonderful new future. Okay, now I think we can move forward. Let's have a look at week 4 for Sagittarius, please, Spirit. This is a very long reading, Spirit. What is happening in week 4? We have the 2 of Swords. So that's where that turquoise energy comes into play again, that stillness, that reflection. In the 4th week of May, you have a decision to make. You've got to weigh up the information that you have, and you have to figure out which direction you want to go. The idea behind this decision is to do something that you think is going to work out best in the situation. I feel like this decision involves more than one person. Some of you are married, or you have a significant other, and you're trying to figure out your next steps in your connection. But regardless, I think in that 4th week, you're figuring out where to go, what to do. The thing about this 2 of Swords is it's very much about connecting to your gut instinct. Strong air energy here, but your feelings are also playing a strong role in the month of May. And although your gut instinct has been guiding you true, I feel like you had to go through this emotional sort of upset in week 3 in order to get back onto your sort of focused meditative state, and realize, I said onto, but into your focused meditative state, and start to realize what information is available to you, what options are available to you, and where you can head to next. Because I see you transitioning maybe towards the beginning of June or later in the year, but you just need to figure out what is needed and how that transition is going to look. What decision do I make? How do I do this? What do I want to do about this? Can we have a look at the main challenge at the end of May here for Sagittarius? Yeah, you seem so concerned about doing the right thing. That's why I think more than one person is involved, even if it's just you and your children or you and your partner and your kids. You want to make sure you're doing the right thing by everybody. So it feels like a big deal. There could be a legal side to this, but it just feels like a big deal. The main challenge in that 4th week is the 5 of Swords reverse. So I see you wanting to be the winner here in a win-win situation, but it feels like you're faced between like a rock and a hard place, or you feel like somebody has to lose in order for you to win. A challenge here is communication as well. Maybe you feel like you don't have all the information, or you're not getting a fair sense of what the other people involved want from this situation, which is frustrating because you're making plans for more than one person, but the other person or people aren't telling you what they want to happen. That 5 of Swords could look like a challenge here being the way that people communicate, especially if you're communicating only online. Then I think that you're really going to struggle to get clear information. So what is the advice? I just realized I was shuffling the wrong deck. I was shuffling the wrong deck. Sagittarius, please, Spirit, what is the advice? I was accidentally shuffling the Gem Oracle deck instead of this beautiful one. Your advice is the Comic Sweet Pea. So to summarize your reading in the week of the 4th week of May, your advice here is to keep things kind of keep things fresh. It's interesting. The comic is a light-hearted, humorous, almost pleasant way of kind of getting in a conversation with somebody. So maybe someone that you're trying to communicate with, it's difficult to get a hold of them, or it's difficult to get an answer out of them. You almost have to use humor to break the ice here in that 4th week of May. If you want more information, humor could take you a long way. But I'm always called to the fact that on this card, it looks like this cat is wearing a mask. If you can look closely, there's like real eyes behind that cat. Ooh, it's a bit creepy. But I just feel like you almost need like a light-hearted presence, but a serious agenda. You know, you got to kind of present one way to get your foot in the door, and then you got to come through with your clear agenda. So consider that when it comes to challenging those communication problems or issues, and really overcoming that 4th week hurdle. I hope this has been helpful, Sag. I'm going to have to call your reading there because you've been a long one. I think you and Capricorn were my longest readings this month. But as always, Sag, it's been a pleasure to read for you. You're my favorite reading for the love readings. I hope that this reading was informative and helpful, and that the advice was helpful as well. You're more than welcome to come back throughout the month to see if these messages resonate more. You may also have messages in your Sun, Moon, Rising signs, especially if you feel these messages didn't 100% resonate. Above all, please look after your beautiful self in the month of May. Have a wonderful, prosperous month, and I shall connect with you very, very soon. Bye!